Okay, great news. We're back. We have power. It's wonderful. So far I've popped, almost got that race out. And I reached down inside and got the race that's roughly in this area inside. You see there's not much left of that bearing. And I still have to get this one out. So a quick pop to the race out, flip it around. It's kind of interesting. This one, it's so deep. I'm going to have to use our handy-dandy fancy pilot bearing puller, I think. That'll work very well for getting that out, I hope. Well, luckily we didn't get too terribly much rain. Ish. It's just like 6, 7 tenths. So I'm debating on making bad life decisions today. And baling hay, or not baling hay, trying to mow hay. Somebody mowed hay yesterday. Like, really? Are you just trying to make it rain? Are you trying to have a bad day? That one's out. Flip it around, get the other one. And it's not even their own hay, it's something that I think they're paying for. They're paying to mow the hay. Terrible idea. One thing I would never ever do. You get half at best. Well, this gearbox hasn't been too bad. Been a little funky, I guess, getting off the rake because we were trying to be as minimal as possible with what we absolutely had to take off. Like, we left a lot of the bars and the star wheel in place. We only took the one side loose. Probably should have taken both out. See, this side we're fighting a lot. We still got the seal in place. Hoping on finding the lip and not just punching the bearing out that I can get the race to go to. Feels like it. Let's see, other farm updates. We're still green chopping. Hoping to have sweet corn. It's July like 8th today. Jimmy Buffett's in Cincinnati. Yep, not going to that. There we go. Get it all. Seal. Bearing race. Ugh. 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 I feel like I smelled people like that when we were hiking on the Appalachian Trail. Oil. I don't know if they were oily, greasy, and rusty, but man. Some of the shelters smelled like this, actually. Oh, maybe that's what... I know that smell from somewhere. I think it smells like Appalachian Trail shelter. Oh, the old grimy wood, and they tried to put some sort of water seal on it. Ugh. Okay, just one bearing left. Get the handy-dandy pilot puller out. Now this is supposed to be brand new, which it probably is. But it was the same price to rent versus buy one, so they had bought one. Well, they only had a rental one in. So. Is that really? Now, this is an awfully big hole to get this in, but I'm going to need a punch a mile long to get down in here. See if this little guy's got enough something. Yeah, you're not going to spread that much, are you? Oof, this could be problematic. Spread, little guy, spread. I'm almost out of thread. Oh, rats. Well, I can only have a pilot bearing with a hole that wide. Maybe 1.5 inches at most. I'm going to have to get like a crowbar to reach down in there. Okay, time to have a planning session. That didn't go well. Well, we're plowing new ground. You see, like, got to reach all the way through the gearbox, and I've got a punch somewhere down here. Guess I can try to reach the hammer down in, but that's not long enough. It's not long enough. Yeah, and then the weather forecast, let's see, we have today supposed to be not rainy. Sun's finally coming out, breaking the clouds away. And then it gets even worse after that. Tomorrow looks good. Monday is up in the air or something. And then after that, it's scattered showers, scattered showers, scattered showers. So if I get a head that gets rained on, I just get rained on, rained on, rained on, rained on. Okay, just extracted our plug. This is the root of all our troubles. Just a cotter pin in a hole through your standard style plug. Can't you just see the water getting in that? Because there's no cover on top. I should probably just throw this thing away. I guess we could sacrifice a rag and wipe that out. I got this one pretty grimy already. Okay, so after pretty much, say destroying a rag, I washed the inside out with some diesel fuel and spent a lot of time scrubbing the lovely rag there. And it looks a lot better comparatively. So, gotta figure out where Dad left the bearings at. Start putting them in here, all that fun stuff. And get it back together, and we'll be ready to rake hay whenever it dries out. Okay, so I'm back. A little later in the day. I'm out hay today. So I really gotta get this back together tomorrow. And hopefully we can outsmart the rain, the weatherman, whoever it is who thinks it's gonna rain Monday. Or sometime Monday, late Monday, whenever. I'm just going through the boxes, what Dad brought home. So far we got 2 of the exact same bearings. Probably this one. I'm probably going to have 3 of the exact same bearings for this spot and these 2 here. Seeing as these are a almost matching set of LM67048 Timken bearings. That one's got a different number on it. And 4 or 7, yep, 3 of the same bearings. So I got to give it to them. New Holland at least was consistent on using lots and lots of these same parts. So that's lovely. And this little guy goes in that hole over there. So a lot of hammering in races. Well, I think I saved at least one of those. And then packing the bearings full of grease. Do it like a wheel hub. And then hopefully there's enough seal somewhere to hold in some heavy, I don't know, 80, 90, or 140 gear oil. So, yep, shiny, new, they're bearings. Try not to royally mess this up. I got this long pipe that's about the same size as the race. As long as I can hit it square, it won't cause too many problems. But it's very... Well, there's not a whole lot of play. The pipe's almost a little small. Yep. Hate having a small pipe. In other news, everybody's going on about some speed rower thing. I don't know. Am I ever going to have one? Nope. Probably keep on using that 474 New Holland until it dies. Then I'll put a new gearbox in it and put a new sickle bar in it and I'll keep going again. That's what I love about those things. I mean, the gearbox, I don't know, that's probably about $1,000 to put a new gearbox on it or so. And at least $500 to redo the cutter bar very nicely. But if I can do that every 10 years or more, less than every 10 years. In most fields I mow, 3rd gear on those Fords is a pretty solid clip. Sounds like we're almost hitting bottom. Unless my pipe is hitting the casting. Trying to break this gearbox box. You can get aftermarket ones of these from Joe's, a little Amish place out in Pennsylvania. They got aftermarket parts, everything New Holland. That sounds pretty good. We'll go with that. Feels like it's buttoned up to our lip. Okay. One down. Guess we'll do this one next. Ooh. I need to take the rag to that. Guess we'll try a cleaner rag than last time. That one's getting grody. See, other things, I don't know. Farm markets. Supposedly China's going to buy more milk, so that's good. That'll make my neighboring dairy farmer happy. Doesn't do me any good. Unless they're going to be buying more corn or beans. Or beef. If they're buying more beef, that's good. It'll help push the price of beef up, but all ours is private sale. Oh, what else? Grain futures are all over the place. It all depends on the weather. Yeah, some far out futures are really high, but that's just how the futures are. Futures price will be a little higher than what it is currently most of the time. Because they always assume the market's gotta go up. Gotta go up. Can't go up forever. That'd be nice. Don't want it to go down, though. Okay, wow. That is a very out-of-centered hole. Let's get another one of these lovely races. Okay, the seal goes spring, side, and yeah, I took the seals off, forgot which way they go in. I gotta remember they go spring or open side. That side goes in because there's paint on the smoother, more metally side. It's like fish or race out of the bucket. Ugh. Okay, so we're tapping races in. I'm not going to go on and on about other farm stuff. I can't think of much more right now. It's too terribly pressing. Crops are growing well. Last bit of the beans are coming up. That's good. Maybe I'll show you guys that. I don't know. I forgot to take you guys with me into town. I had to take a look at that. But my July 3rd beans are coming out of the ground because we had rain. See how pitted the old race is versus the new one. See, I was definitely a mess in there. I gotta quick pop that back out. I have to Permatex that up pretty good. Now how do I keep that from falling off? Everybody stay put. I'll pop the old race back out. I'm tapping that one in. Ding, ding, ding. Ding dong, which is dead. Not quite. Well, I just so happened to find this bushing that we had to cut down for the disc. They just sell you one size and you cut it to whatever you need. Well, they sold us a 9-incher and we cut it down for 7.5. And it fits pretty well because this one race has to go in here pretty deep. You there yet? Almost. Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah. So it's nice to have these random ons and ends sitting around. Okay. One more race left. Ugh. Man, I got dirt in here. I'll keep this thing clean. Sort of. Last one. Will be up here on this end. Open our last goodie box you guys are sitting on. Another 4792 3369 bearing. It's part or case New Holland part number. Thank you for that number, Fiat. Yep, another bearing. Looks like the rest. Same race. You rub it like it's hot. Find that old race to use that I tossed in a bucket. I tossed it in a bucket. Here's another one. Clean this one up. Tap it in. We'll start putting shafts in. We'll show you guys all that fun. Well, I forgot something sort of important. This bearing is still on this shaft in gear. So I have my pointy dividing devices and a hammer, a chisel and a hammer, and see if this thing won't move. Oh, it does. It's not moving by hand nicely. It's always nice to find. You don't have to sit there and physically, mentally abuse whatever it is that you got to get it off. I got it started nicely enough. Probably rusted in place a little bit. Matches the watery nature of the inside of this gearbox. I know, I gotta go in crooked. Oh, man. Hope this thing isn't a fight the whole way off. There we go. Make a slide? It might slide now. That's good news. Ugh. Yeah, that area's a little rough. That's where the seal rides. And there's where the bearing was, a little rusty. Ugh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, heave. Oh, nope. Oh, jeez. We'll do one of these. Come on. There we go. Homemade bearing puller. It's a vise. Oh, I guess we'll find that, throw it in the metal bin someday. It's like I'm all Australian there. Sorry, I'm not. I got a cleaner rag to touch this up. And yep. Now I did a little bit of cleaning that you guys didn't see. This was all nasty on the end. It doesn't touch anything, but it just, you know, try to put as little rust back in the gearbox. Start out clean. Too bad that thing doesn't transmit smell very well. Went from smelling like greasy, rusty gearbox to smelling like brake cleaner fumes. Okay, so you guys did miss out on a little bit of action. We're trying to clean up the other shaft, the gear, and the clutch pieces. But we put the one gear and shaft assembly all inside here. That gear is on the shaft. The one bearing that's in here, I had to tap it down, and then we set it as such with a block up the middle to tap this bearing down in gently.
And then we got to put our, as that comes through, we got to slide our clutch on it.
Yeah, gear first.
Yeah. You got to pull your shaft all the way out.
Oh.
Let me see. Pull it up a little more.
You're gonna have to mesh it on.
Alright. Thank you. And we go. Spraying your clip. That won't go through that, will it?
Not supposed to.
Just hope. Trying to. There. Hang on to that, buddy. Alright, you're fine. Let me get things lined up in here. And then I'll let you drop her back down through. Pull it up just a little bit.
More.
No, you're fine.
I'm good.
You're fine. Trying to center the spring a little bit. Alright.
I'm gonna get that under the spring.
Yeah. I'm not being easy on your gasket, sorry.
Alright. give it some Permatex.
All right, you should be.
Fingers. Okay, we're I guess most of the way through.